Hey y'all, I hope that you're doing well. This is Taylor Contarino back with another YouTube video. Today I could not be more excited to talk about something that I know is probably going through a lot of y'all's minds. I know it was definitely going through my mind when I was about, I want to say like 19, 18 years old. The idea of transferring colleges. So I went to a school on the East Coast for my first year of college, and it was an amazing school, but it was a place that made me realize what I want to do, which is a really good thing because that's the point of everything, right? It's continual growth and just like self-reflection and learning more about yourself. So when I went to school on the East Coast for my first year of college, I realized that I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be. And that was a very like sobering realization, right? Because it's like you're like, oh my God, it took me so long to get here. I worked so hard to get into college and to choose a college. And I bought all these shirts and I, put all this money into it and have all these credits. And then it was like, I just remember that like really deep, dark feeling of like, okay, I don't know if I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't think I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I want to find somewhere that makes me feel at peace, somewhere that's conducive to my growth, conducive to my mental health, conducive to my education and to my career. And it wasn't until I found University of Southern California and got into USC that I found exactly where I wanted to be and where I felt like I was meant to be. It's funny because like I knew that I wanted to go to USC for my entire life because I knew I wanted to work in entertainment in some capacity, and I always felt very called to LA, and for some reason it must have just been intuition, but I just felt like USC was the perfect place for me, and it turns out that it totally 100% has been the perfect place for me. It's been so incredibly conducive to everything that I have within my just set of goals for myself. It's been so good to me, honestly, and I feel like I've really become the person that I want to be. Every day I'm turning into an even better version of myself, honestly, just by being here in this city and at this school. I get butterflies thinking about it because I remember the transfer process was just so incredibly daunting. It's like you worked so hard to get somewhere and then you're there, you have all your stuff, you feel like you're supposed to be acclimating, but then like you realize that you're not happy. And that's what happened to me. And it's interesting, right? Because it's like everyone has a different opinion. Everyone has a different feeling inside their soul. Everyone has a different destiny. And, the school I was at was great. And there were so many wonderful, amazing people. But it just wasn't for me. And that's completely okay. So I just want you to know, like, if you're going through the transfer process or if you're considering the transfer process at all, it is okay. It is seriously okay. Like, it is so much better. Here's a quote for you. What you're not changing, you are choosing. And that's honestly something I had to keep repeating to myself because I was like, okay, I can stay here. I can do it. I can figure it out. I can make it work. But the thing is, y'all, like, if you're not where you want to be, what's the point? What's the point of forcing yourself or of making yourself stay somewhere where you're not happy? I think it's so important to choose yourself every single day. And even when the stakes are high and the financial repercussions are high and it's difficult and it's scary and it's intimidating and there's so much work to be put into it, I just urge you to choose yourself because you won't regret it when you end up exactly where you're supposed to be. The transfer process was a lot. It was overwhelming. It was it was filled with anxiety. It was scary. It was really terrifying. Because there was always that idea in the back of my head, like, hey, it might not work out. But the thing is, it might also work out. So it's like, it's so easy for us as humans to be like, oh, well, what if it doesn't work out? But imagine if instead of asking ourselves, what if it doesn't work out? What if we said, hey, what if it does work out? And that's what I had to keep just like reprogramming my mind to think, because at a certain point, y'all, I have bad anxiety and I'm not afraid to admit it, but it's like at a certain point, I was like, it's not gonna work out. And I kept telling myself, I was like, yeah, you can't do it. You're not worthy of it. You're not smart enough. You're not hardworking enough. But it turns out I was, because it all worked out. And so you just have to believe in yourself and believe in the validity of the way you feel and in the power of your dreams and of those feelings that you have. You have to believe in your intuition because it is so important and it will serve you right in the end. So I just want you to know that transferring colleges changed my life. I would go as far as to say it saved my life. And honestly, maybe it did, because it's like the way that I feel in terms of how passionate I am about everything that I do now and about where I am. Sorry, I'm getting excited. And about what I've accomplished so far. It's just an undeniable feeling to know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm only getting closer and closer to becoming the girl of my dreams. So I'm so happy to go farther into it. But I just wanted to get on here and make this video because it's like, I know so many of y'all right now are considering transferring as we near the, end of the spring semester. I just want you to know, if you're considering transferring schools wherever you're at in the world, it is okay. It is so okay. And you're going to find somewhere that you love, because I found somewhere that I love, and I know that you can do it too. And I'm super excited for you to find exactly where you're meant to be so that you can become the happiest version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's the point of all this, right? We want to be happy. We want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel like we have purpose. And we're all worthy of those feelings. If you ever have any questions about my transfer process or me transferring to USC, I'm so happy to answer those questions. So please just let me know. And as usual, thanks for tuning in. And I'm excited to see y'all soon.